Right now on ABC 10 News at 4 o'clock, charges against the suspected gunman after a mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado. And an update on housing for the homeless who were sheltered at the convention center in San Diego. The facility now preparing to house migrant children. Plus,
they think I'm dreaming. He's coming home.
Positively San Diego, a COVID-19 patient finally going home after months in the hospital. We speak with his family and doctors about beating the odds.
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
We'll get through this and we'll come out of it stronger.
A Colorado community is grieving today following a mass shooting at a grocery store in Boulder that left 10 people dead. Of those, 10 was also a police officer. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt. First-degree murder charges have been filed against the 21-year-old suspect. As Gerald Forges reports, authorities vow justice will be served.
Another U.S. city in mourning.
I feel numb, and it's heartbreaking.
After police say a 21-year-old suspect opened fire in a Boulder, Colorado supermarket Monday afternoon, taking the lives of 10 people aged 20 to 65.
10 lives lost. 10 friends, neighbors, sisters, brothers, parents.
Boulder police not only investigating the murders, but grieving the loss of one of their own, 51-year-old officer Eric Talley.
He cared about Boulder Police Department. He cared about his family, and he was willing to die to protect others.
The suspect, Ahmad Alaliwi Alyssa, now faces 10 counts of first-degree murder. Police say the motive still unclear.
We are going to do everything in our power to make sure this suspect has a thorough trial, and we do a thorough investigation.
In Washington, flags lowered to half-staff. President Joe Biden confronting a mass shooting for the second time in less than a week.
I even hate to say it because we're saying it so often. My heart goes out.
Making an urgent appeal for federal gun reform.
I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future.
While in Colorado, a community is left to put the pieces back together.
We'll get through this and we'll come out of it stronger.
In Boulder, I'm Gerald Forges.
Well, this afternoon, a memorial is growing outside the grocery store where the shooting happened. People placed dozens of flowers along the fence there to honor the victims. You can keep track of the developments on this story on our ABC 10 News mobile app. We'll send breaking alerts straight to your phone.
I made a commitment that we would not return these folks to Harbor Drive and wish them well, but instead we'd find them another opportunity.
Mayor Todd Gloria closing out nearly an entire year of the convention center serving as a shelter for the homeless amid the coronavirus pandemic. But as ABC 10 News reporter John Horn explains, the center's days of providing refuge are far from over.
And happy to say that our 180 men and women are safely tucked in, warm and cozy, having their morning breakfast and coffee.
Alpha Project Director Bob McElroy celebrated the return of residents to one of his organization's 2 bridge shelters in downtown. For the past year, hundreds of San Diego's homeless have instead slept on cots inside the convention center where they could social distance.
A year ago, when we got the word that we were going to bug out of those facilities and come to the convention center, you were a little stressed out.
In the last year, upwards of 4,000 homeless people spent time living in the convention center. The city says it placed 1,300 in permanent housing, with the remaining 550 people in the center transitioning to bridge shelters around downtown. The remainder left on their own accord.
But what we learned here in terms of single point of entry, coordinated intake, working to identify people's needs and then connecting them with appropriate housing solutions is how we've been able to, again, successfully get more than 1,300 people off the streets for good.
Mayor Todd Gloria says the city is following its schedule of concluding the center's time as a homeless shelter at the end of March. But then on Saturday, officials got calls from Health and Human Services asking for the facility to be used as a place to help with the influx of unaccompanied migrant children apprehended at the border. By Monday, they announced it would serve as a refuge for them until July, when conventions are scheduled to resume. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
And more details are emerging about how the center will be used for minors without their parents. We'll have that on ABC 10 News at 5 o'clock. The driver charged with killing 3 homeless men pleaded not guilty today. Here's ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco with new information about the 71-year-old's medical history.
Mr. Voss, can you see me waving to you on your screen? And obviously you can hear me, am I correct?
Craig Voss faced a judge Tuesday by video arraignment. The attorneys also appeared remotely.
Do you agree that I can hear your case this afternoon by video?
Yes, sir.
The 71-year-old waived a formal reading of the charges.
He enters a not guilty plea, denies any and all allegations.
Police arrested Voss the morning of March 15th. The charges against him include 3 counts of gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. Investigators say Voss drove his Volvo onto the sidewalk beneath the overpass on B Street near San Diego City College. Dozens of people were sleeping on that sidewalk at the time, trying to seek shelter from the rain. 3 men were killed, 5 others seriously hurt. Police have only said that Voss seemed impaired by a drug or drugs.
He was cooperative, did not try to run away. Like I said, self-identified himself as the driver of the vehicle.
We spoke to a woman who knows Voss. Misty Herrera's father is the landlord of Voss's South Park home. She told 10 News he suffered a stroke more than a year ago. She says his speech was often slurred and difficult to understand.
Bail will remain at $1 million.
Back in court, Voss's attorney did not try to get his $1 million bail lowered. A hearing on that is set for next week. If convicted, he faces 20 years in prison. Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
The crash killed Rodney Diffendahl, Randy Ferris, and Walter Jones, ranging in ages from their 40s to their 60s. And police arrested 2 teenagers in connection to a fatal shooting that killed a 17-year-old boy at a Chula Vista park. 18-year-old Larry Bradford and a 16-year-old boy are both behind bars. The boy's name is not being released because he's a minor. That shooting happened 2 weeks ago at Sunset View Park. Investigators say the victim went to the park with friends and a fight broke out with another group of people. Police are looking for a 3rd suspect named Deontay Martinez. They say he and the 16-year-old boy shot the victim before getting away. No word on a motive. A major scare at a veterans home in Northern California today. Napa County deputies gave the all clear after reports that a woman armed with a gun entered the facility in Yountville, and there was a lockdown while authorities searched the veterans home there for that woman. Authorities say no shots were fired, no one was injured, and this town, which is north of San Francisco, it's in the Napa Valley, was rocked by a deadly shooting at the same veterans home back in March of 2018 when a gunman killed 3 women. The Mexican consulate in Little Italy began offering COVID-19 vaccinations today. This comes amid a new partnership between the consulate and the county. The consulate has served as a testing center since September. It will now offer vaccines by appointment Tuesdays through Thursdays.
This is an important location, especially for our large population of Latinos that may fear going anywhere else, and so this opportunity is going to be great for them so that they can come here and get the vaccination.
This is part of an ongoing initiative named the Equitable Vaccine Distribution Program. Today, Viejas Arena opened its doors as the county's newest vaccine site. This is on San Diego State's campus. County leaders say the arena's close proximity to public transit should help make it accessible to more San Diegans. They expect up to 700 vaccines to be given every day for the first week. The site will be open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9:30 to 3:30. Appointments are required.
AstraZeneca says it will be releasing updated results from its U.S. study of its COVID vaccine. This comes after concerns from the monitoring board in charge of ensuring the safety and accuracy of that vaccine trial. The results may have given an incomplete view of the shot's effectiveness. Now, Dr. Fauci says he is optimistic about the vaccine's effectiveness and that Americans should take comfort in knowing that the FDA will do an independent review before considering the vaccine for use in the United States.